Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports, Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the Bellator fight for Friday, July 16th, 2021. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in this matchup, you have to join my Patreon, where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the fight. I'm only going to be looking at the main event, the main fight for Bellator 262. Uh, Julian Velasquez versus Denise Kielholtz. I know I probably butchered those names. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. This side of the screen is what I call my game numbers, the way that it's structured here. I have the event information, Bellator 262. I have 262 spelled out, Gematria, the arena, city, state. This is for the Flyweight World Championship. Have that spelled out. And then right here is one fighter, their name, their birthday, to and from, their fight record, and their Bellator record. In the middle here is the head-to-head Gematria for their last names, and then here's at the bottom is another fighter. Their name Gematria, their age, to and from, birthday, fight record, Bellator record. What's interesting about this fight, I think, is that this is Bellator 262, and the words 262 sum to 287 and 89, just like Velasquez versus Kielholtz sums to 287.89, which is the main event of Bellator 262. What's even more fascinating is if we look at just the number 287 and we write out 287, it sums to 271 and it sums to 109. And it's going to be the 271st day of Juliana's 34-year-old age, and it's going to be the 109th day of Denise's 32-year-old age. I think that's pretty crazy. I mean, what would be the odds of that? I know a lot of this stuff can seem very coincidental, and a lot of times I joke about it being very coincidental, and I half believe it and half don't believe it. But it is interesting, you know, event 262, 287.89. The main event for 262, they're both their last names, Velasquez versus Kielholtz, 287.89. And then if you just look at 287, 271, 109, and it's the 271st day of her birthday or of her age, and it's the 109th day of her current age. I can't imagine them consciously doing this. Like, I can't imagine Juliana's like, oh, I'm gonna fight 271st day. Denise is like, oh, I'm gonna fight the 109th day mine, and it's gonna be like 287, sums to 279 and 109, and it's gonna be for the 262 Bellator event. I can't imagine they're just sitting there behind the scenes planning that. It's kind of bizarre. And then you gotta ask yourself, well, maybe somebody is. Who's planning it? Like, who? I just can't see human beings planning something like this. That just seems really synced up. I mean, 271, 109 on the 279th day of her age, the 109th day of Denise's age, 287 sums to both those numbers. Both these ladies are fighting in the main event. 262 sums to that number, 287. I don't know. That almost seems beyond the realm of reality. But anyway, it's also the 7th day of the 5th month on the Hebrew religious, like 75. Denise Kielholtz, her name sums to 75. It's 257 days till her 33rd birthday, and 75 sums to 55, and 275 is the 55th prime number. Is Juliana going to become a perfect 12-0, get her 12th win in a row? There's a good possibility. The number 12 sums to 75. And that's about as far as it goes for her, I think. That's what I've found. Other than, it being the 271st day of her current age. This is her 12th fight. This is her 7th Bellator fight. 12, 7, 2, 7, 1. Anagrams of each other. She could become a perfect 12 and 0. 120. Sums to 217. 217. 127. 271 are all anagrams of each other. 271, 127, 220, 217. Looks like 120, 12 and 0. 12 sums to 75, it being the 7th day of the 5th month on the Hebrew. Her opponent, Denise Kielholtz, sums to 75. She also sums to 78, which is the 12th triangular number. So I think that's pretty interesting. But Denise has some upset numbers here for Juliana. For one, Juliana Velasquez sums to 61, and she could become 6-1, like 61 for a Bellator record with the loss. It is on a day with 44 date numerology. 44 sums to 144, 54. Denise can become 7-1, like 71 for a Bellator record. And 71 sums to 144, 45. Denise can also become 7-2 for her overall career with the win. 72 sums to 168. It is a day leaving 168 days left on the Gregorian. And Juliana Velasquez, if she loses, she becomes 11-1, like 101, or 111, excuse me. 111 sums to 72 as well. So, I think the most fascinating thing is the 287, how it sums to both 271 and 109, and it's on their day of their age. And the 262 event, 287. Outside of that, I see some numbers for that 12, that perfect 12 for Juliana. Denise Kielholtz, 75. 12 sums to 75, 7th day of the 5th month. This is in this. The location of the city is sums to 62. And Denise comes into this fight 6-2 overall for her career, but she can also fall 6-2 for a Bellator record, as she falls 6-3. And like I said, 75 sums to 55, 257 days till her 33rd birthday, the 55th prime. 33, maybe she gets that 3rd loss for her career. The city and state sums to 124. Juliana can get her 12th win in a row as she ends Denise's 4-fight win streak, 12-4, 1-2-4. But hopefully this helps. Not a whole lot to bounce off of on this one. This might be a little bit more subtle, whoever wins this one. Denise does have some numbers for the upset, but Juliana could just get that 12, that perfect 12. I think the most fascinating part is the 287, like I was talking about. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the support, and hopefully you win your pick.